All right. Is this working? Hello, welcome. For the people that are tuned in, I think my face is my face is frozen. All right, wait a minute. Let me actually. Is it working? Great. Hello, welcome. For the people that are tuned in, I think my face is. Okay, sorry, I was hearing myself as well. We don't do this every day, but yeah. Now we also have an extra person here. We have Michael to accompany me with some questions that came in during the exhibition and other moments that people were looking at our latest exhibition. Let me just double check my camera actually, just to get it right. All right, there we go. Now it's working. Okay, cool. So welcome. We're just gonna do a little Q&A session and to go through the latest exhibition that we've put out there. That is still ongoing for the next 4 days, if I'm right. Like until the 30th, right? Yeah. Super. All right. And let me know if you hear everything correctly or if it's too loud or anything like that. Because then I'm just gonna start with a little walkthrough to see to show you what we made. I will just start it right here. And wait a minute. Well, this is the home platform. This is just a little 360 of it. I need to just disable a little camera. Give me one moment. I have let me see. You will also just see how this stuff works because it's how development goes. They asked me for a little 360 video, so I made one. But then the camera, of course, got changed a bit. Let me see. Now it should be all right. Yes, there we go. All right. So this is same thing you just saw, just with the animation. And then we get a little tutorial, which I will just do it for you guys. You can either use WASD for if you've played games before, or use the arrow keys. Depends on what you prefer. For me, it's the WASD. It's just the same as the oh my god, the other ones. But here you can also interact with some objects. So you can read about the exhibition, about the artist's work. This is for you to discover later as well. And then we have the portals to go through to get to one of the works. And like this, there's usually a little bit of text or not, depends on what the artist wants. In this case, there was one. Here you, for me, you have to run around a lot until you fill up the green bar. And it's to cancel out the noise that comes from all of these televisions. And you can read about the concept of the artist later if you want. And then when you reach this more calming area, then it changes to a different environment completely. And all of the advertisements and the televisions are gone. And you can hear this ethereal ambience, like piece on the background as well. You have the portals on the beginning and the end, depending if you want to go through this again, take a look at what it changed into, or just go straight to the home part again, or to the next exhibition. The home part is on the right. That is the... Oh wait, I see that. Wait a minute. There we go. You're back, Michael, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on the manager that it was all black, but
I don't know what.
it's okay. Oh, you say it's still frozen? Am I still frozen or is no, right? I think I'm okay
No, no, it's
again.
fine.
Yeah.
My camera is gone.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why.
I think it has a
It's a,
little delay as well. Just let me double
yeah.
check in here. Or no. Oh, what is this? No, now you're back. All right. No problem. Well, you can either choose to go via the main portal again to go via the main scene in here or straight to the other piece. I do think I have something extra on that repeats this beginning bit, but that's okay. That's why I can just skip the tutorial in this case. And here you have the other work. The first one was from Anna. This is Jurel's work. You can see here also about the artist with more credits and info about it. And
All of the research is also on the website.
yeah, if you go to our website, which you will be at if you access our exhibition itself as well, you can find it there. And here is Jurel's work. I think Michael is just gonna be a black screen for now because for some reason it keeps going away. I don't know
Appearing
what
in
the reason is. Because I'm trying to capture Discord through OBS, which kind of works, but it's alright. So this work is a bit different. You don't have to move around too much here. It's more of a reading about the research that has done and about all of the scans. Like these are like 3D scans. These things with the points. They look a bit different on my computer than online because I have the resolution a bit higher. So online, these tiny dots that you see, I don't know if you can see it very well, they're a lot bigger in our online exhibition. So it looks slightly different. But yeah, they have, all of them have like a little about area, so you can read about it. But you can just move through them. They don't hold you back. Until you come here. Here you have no choice but to go into the milk machine. It's part of the artwork. Then you gotta be you gotta feel like a cow a bit. That's the they try to put you in that perspective here, I think. And then you can go out to the next area, which is more about the plants, the brandnetels in Dutch, the common nettle. I had no idea that they had these names in English, but it was interesting to learn about this. It's a lot of research, I think, that gone in here. Also with the dandelions, and then here's the next area, which you got locked in for a little moment, not as long as the other one. And here you can see the outside area. There's also this nice scan of a big grass field all around this area. It's like how do you call it? A load. How do you call a farm? Like this? I don't know the name of it. A dome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because it's still kind of open, so the animals can I guess still see the outside world when they're inside. And yeah, here again, the last one, this is like a last piece, I think, about everything. And then you have the choice again if you want to go through there to Anna's artwork or back home. All right.
There are a lot of different textures throughout the whole exhibition. Was something particularly hard to
I mean, with the one we just went through was the most difficult one because like here, for example, these are simple, like, I mean, not simple, but they're just 3D objects. But with Jurel's work, it was point clouds.
Okay.
And it looks really cool, I think, but it's really difficult to work with because it's a 3D scan, so it has a lot of information, a lot of dots that represent like the object that is scanned. And it was really difficult to get it right, to see the object properly. Like now it
Yeah.
works, but in the beginning there were a lot of issues with just trying to get it the right look, so you can see what type of object it actually is. And that was the biggest challenge, I think, with the textures there. And also because we work with artists this time that really went into Unity themselves. I sent them the project that I had, like as a setup project for them to experiment in. And then they sent the project back to me with their experiments and updates. And then I had to put it back in and link all of the textures properly as well. I think that was also a thing that I was busy with most of the time, to just get that all correct. Mostly with Anna's, I think, because with Urels it was all just point clouds, and there were some objects like this is a automatic feeder, I think. Like it goes around and pushes out hay or whatever food cows eat there. So yeah, and then here we have our own logo, which is also dandelions. So that's it. It kind of connects nicely with one of the works as well. But this is just a PNG, so it's like an image that has a transparent background, and you can just import them into Unity and then see them from the front and from the back, which I think it looked fitting for here. Last time I did it a bit different, and we always have our tree in the middle. That's just the main starting point.
Yeah, you mentioned Unity a lot. Is that the only software that was used for the
Unity?
art? Yeah.
No. Unity is like the end platform that you put everything together.
Yeah.
But most of us used Blender as like a 3D program.
Okay.
And in that program you optimize the objects already. For example, like these dandelions, they were very high resolution, and I think there are like let's see actually how many dandelions there are, because I had a little script for that here. About 500 dandelions here, and they go to the top as well, because they just get spawned like around this circle, because I had like a radius of like 9, and that translates to, I guess, like 9 meters or something like that, or 9 units into Unity. But yeah, that's a lot of dandelions, so I had to really decrease the quality of it, so it wouldn't be too heavy to have 500 of them in a small space like this. So that's where Blender comes in really handy. You don't have to use it for everything, but mostly I use it for like modeling the platforms like this, and this little portal, and also optimizing the tree and things like that. But next to that, I am mostly in Unity. So that's the two main programs I would use.
But then, were the dandelions designed in Blender, or were they 3D scanned? Like the
those were
actual
designed,
dandelion?
I think, in Blender actually. Like those, I didn't make these myself. We got this from someplace. I'm not sure
Okay.
where anymore. They were there at some point, and I worked with them because I mean it was also a short amount of time this time compared to the previous exhibition, Search History, which took a lot longer, and then it spread out, so then you have loads of time to find things, and this time around it was a bit more focused on just what has to happen, how do we do this efficiently,
And
to get
because you
it
mentioned
done.
search history, how was the transition for you between the projects?
It was actually a bit easier than I expected because we had loads of things set up already. But even though we had all of that, I I still kind of started from scratch. But because I had all of the knowledge from search history, that made it just a lot easier and smoother to do everything in a smaller amount of time.
Yeah.
And I knew how to do a lot of these things now because it was like a first time doing it the way I did it with search history. Like I made games before, but this is a game, but also not really a game. It's more of a experience in a way of letting people see art digitally instead of having to go to wherever there is art. It can be a museum, it can be somewhere outside, some kind of experience or whatever it is. But this is the digital version of that. And we just try to explore what the limits of it are. And last time it was with 5 artists actually, like one duo of 2 people and 3 other artists, which is very hectic to work with. When I look back on it, it was a lot of fun as well. Like I learned loads from it, but because it was so many people to handle, comparing it to now having just 2, this is a lot like gives me a lot more area to or room to breathe, even though it was shorter to make it together with them. And I did a lot more work than last time the artists did inside of Unity. Because last time it was more the artists working in Blender, giving me the files and putting them into Unity. And this time it was the artist itself also working in Unity a lot more. Because some of them were working in Unity, but it was less streamlined that time, I would say. So now for the next time as well, maybe we can even do I don't know, like a solo project or 2 again, maybe 3, but I think 2 is actually pretty decent. But 3 could be a possibility, just not more than that, I think, to not keep the workload too high. But yeah, it was quite alright. Like I enjoyed working on this a lot.
That's nice. And are there some elements that stayed from search history to here?
I mean the tree and the platform that made it. Next to that, not so much. The rest is actually all from scratch, because I just wanted to not have too much old stuff in there that maybe can be done better, because we're like, I think, yeah, that was like about a year and a half ago from when I started on that, I think. So
Yeah.
technology moved forward as well. Like Unity 6 is now the program I work on, 6.2 even, but back then they had yeah, that was not a Unity 5 or something, but it was like Unity 2 point something something something. So it was an older version of it, and the newer version works a lot better, to be honest. It's really good. I really like it. And now I also have everything in separate scenes, because the last time I had everything in one scene, which worked, but
What do you mean by scenes?
well, here, like you have like it's like a collection of objects you have inside of one area. Like this is the main menu. That's one scene on its own. And
Okay.
here you let's see, because now the menu is not fully there. Like once you first click on about, you have to read a bit about it, because we thought that might be important to just read about the exhibition first. And then once you read about it, click it away, then the button explore appears, and then once you click on that, the next scene gets loaded, and that is the PDL, the Ploughing Digital Landscapes in short, gets loaded in, and then an animation starts playing pretty much. Like that is, let's see, It's in here, like we have like an intro camera that's in a little animation here. You see, like you start over here, and then once you actually get into the scene, that immediately starts playing. It puts the player, or it puts you right there, and then it stops playing then. Because then it switches from the intro camera to the player camera, which is right there. Like you can see the different cameras here. This is like what you see then when you get in there. And then you can move around. Then you get control pretty much. Before that you cannot click anything. Like you can try, but nothing should really happen. But yeah, having that in separate scenes is the same as the artworks itself. They're also in their own scene, because that just works a lot better. It's like here's your whole scene. It's a whole thing on its own. Like the background can be different in these cases as well, and that's a lot more useful actually. Because what if an artist wants a different background than our main area has? Because this one has this background, and with Anna it has this background. So it really depends what the artists want as well. So I think it gave them some more freedom too. But it also frees up a lot of space on everybody's computer.
There's a question in the chat. What were the biggest technical challenges you had working on the project?
There was the point clouds. Like that was really annoying to work with, but so happy that it actually worked in the end. And also the scripts that when you send someone a copy of your project and they work on it, it's not the same project anymore. When they send it back and they added a lot of scripts to it, like maybe there's a better way to do this, but for me, I did it the way I did it. I have a folder with scripts here. These are actually all of Anna's scripts, like in this scene, you know? And here I have all of my own scripts that I just have in there how the tutorial works. I even have some things that in the end I didn't implement, like subtitles and things like that. But what was difficult about that was that sometimes it's just you copy everything in there from their project, open the scene, mostly works, but then there are some things like I think, yeah, like here for example, breathing float. This is a script that Anna wrote that has different configurations possible. Like you can change these things here, and when you copy the project, they don't always take everything with them. Like these were different in mine than when I would open Anna's project on her own, for example. Which was a challenge to just get that all right. Just to keep checking if it's all the same, you know? Because that was with Anna, I think, the thing that I spent the most time on. Next to that, it was pretty nice that she coded everything herself, so I didn't have to support with that too much. Like I did at some points to just give some advice, like maybe do this like that, and then it might work. They can take that advice or not, but it's nice to help with that. And with Jurel, it was more me doing some of the coding, and Jurel doing the whole layout and how everything works in Unity, and supplying me with the point clouds, which yeah, they were just difficult to get right. Like you can see, like in here, it's actually not perfect, but for some reason, when I export it to the web version, it works perfectly fine. Because here, like, now you can see this grass here, like how we want to see it in a way. But once you get closer, it looks like it's almost gone. And that was like a problem, I would say. Like it has like a radius. That had something to do with the shaders and the sizes of the points. But I couldn't see it inside of the editor I could only see it once I've exported it. So I could change the size of the tiny points here that every point cloud has. And then I had to export it to the web, open it there in my browser, and then I could see the changes, like how it would look eventually.
But then, do you know why that happened?
I have no idea. That's something that is point cloud related in this shader, how it works. I tried to rewrite the script as well, but it didn't really help. So in the end, I just started like adjusting it here, exporting it, putting it on the web, seeing how it is until it was good. That was it. The eventual way to fix it for us, because that was just the biggest troubleshooting area that took more time than maybe was necessary in some ways. Because there might be a way to do it properly, but I didn't figure it out in the short time that we had, because it was not that I had like months or something to figure something out, or even weeks. I think we did this in the end in 2 weeks or like a week
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
actually putting
kind
the
of.
stuff together, and then the two artists and having the home platform, everything like working properly.
Okay, so on based on what you're saying, so the artists worked on different platforms, let's say, and then you had access to it and gave like advice or something on it, or how did the relationship with the artist work?
I did a lot of meetings with them, like had some sessions with them via Discord mostly. Just me opening what they send up to talk through it, to see like, hey, is this how you want it? Maybe give some advice here and there to be like, hey, maybe this should be here, this should be there. I did some animation work, like on this one, for example, that is just loops around, like it keeps going, like, and I just thought like, hey, maybe if I do it like this, it would look interesting, make the scene more alive, things like that. Just help where I can. Because mostly they did all of the how do you call it? They did all of the research, all of the programming where they could do it themselves, and if they couldn't, I would just support them with it, or show them how to do it, and then like this is the ones that I was just on Discord with, and just showed her how I did it, so she knows also how to do it for in the future. I like animating stuff. It's nice. But yeah, it was mostly meetings via Discord, because I work from Poland. Like I cannot do I can't drive to the Netherlands, but it takes a bit of time. So Discord is a bit more efficient.
Yeah, and then in the end, everything was just put it on the same platform.
Yeah, everything was just put in this single project, like this PDO project that I have on my computer, and just put everything in there so it works together. So like all of these scenes, like I have in the end like 4 scenes, like the main menu, which is just the landing page pretty much, which goes to our own little area, which this one can just be disabled. Let me just save it. And then you go to either one of the artist's work, and then from there go wherever you want. It's all like linked into each other with the portals. And if you're stuck somehow, you're like, hey, I don't know, you got yourself stuck somewhere, which it might be possible. Like I tested it out as far as I had the time, but maybe you can get stuck somewhere, and then you can just restart it, for example, like things like that. The controls here, that was part of the things that I had to work on myself to just have it in there. Also have the about page accessible everywhere. So
Yeah.
if you didn't, or if you want to read it again after the main menu, like the starting area, you can just get access to it wherever you are. In the artist work, or in our home area, wherever you are, you can just read about it. And yeah.
Yeah, so accessibility was something that you did have in mind when you made the last, like the final project?
Yeah, that's why I mean, it's also something that I keep on going to with the artists, like to just make it as accessible as possible, not to make something too confusing, you know, because
Yep.
you will have to use a keyboard and mouse, or a trackpad also works. And you can actually use Xbox or PlayStation controllers as well, or maybe like a Steam controller or whatever controller you have. I don't have other than the Xbox and PlayStation one, so I tested it with those. Also works. But I don't put it in here because it's most people will probably just use their keyboard and mouse, which is the most accessible bit that everyone will have. And then trying to optimize it so everyone can actually play it. So to put the settings as low as possible in the end. Because it looks probably a little bit better here on my computer than it looks on the internet. But I do also like how it looks on the browser. Because it's a bit more low resolution. Like it feels like an old game sometimes to me, which I enjoyed myself, but I don't know if everyone does that, but it's maybe because I'm like from the 90s that that maybe helps with that. But yeah, get back to maybe this area.
Sure.
And if there's any questions, more questions, I don't know how many people are actually on YouTube and on Twitch, because we're streaming it on both. Do you have the YouTube chat there?
Yeah, there were no questions on the YouTube chat.
Okay, cool.
There's one question. How long did it take for you to learn this, to make everything?
To do this in Unity.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work on some horror games back in school. That was like my first experience with Unity. Next to that, you can learn it on the go. Like it's not that you have to have done game design for this. I had friends that did game design, but it's not that I really learned from them. Like you start learning once you just, I don't know, create a little project for yourself, a small little game, like not too, how do you call it, not too big, but you can work towards that. Like if you have like a bigger idea, then maybe do like just one element of that in one smaller game that you know, like, I don't know, how you move in a game is really important, I think. Like how you move around. Because I did it different in this version than in the search history exhibition, for example. Like you feel a bit more, it's a bit smoother in some ways, a bit more human. Like it's a small tweak, like maybe most people don't even notice it, but it probably feels nicer. So yeah, just start on tiny projects to learn from that. Don't go do something too ambitious immediately, because then you might get struck down by like that is difficult. But anybody can learn it. Like for real, you don't have to write everything yourself. You can use some AI to help you with some coding, for example. Like I also use it, but do try to understand the code. Like don't just copy paste everything and then expect it to work, because then you will run into some issues. I've also had that moment. So then you do really need to look into the code, because it's with C++, and that's not too difficult, but you can do a lot with it. Like you can do really simple things or really difficult, complex things with it as well. So it depends on what you like doing with it.
Do you have some, like, I don't know, simple example or like exercises that people could start doing to like learn to work with it or something?
I mean, yeah, if you have like sketch out a little idea of what you want to try, like literally like a little platformer game, like a Mario type game, is a good start, I think, just to get used on how games work. You know, and from that you can get at some point into a 3D game if you'd like that. But I think it's cool to start in a 2D one to keep it simple, because else it might be a bit too overwhelming to start immediately in 3D. Because also in Unity you can start a 3D or 2D. You can do anything with it. But for me, I enjoy 3D more. But I also started with some 2D games, some simple games. Like you just have to jump to do something or collect some things. Like it doesn't have to be GTA 6 or something, you know? Like that doesn't, that you're not gonna do that. Like on those types of big ambitious games, they work on with thousands of people that do they compartmentalize. Fuck this word.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They have a huge project, but they box everything off, and they put like a developer in each little box or two or more, depending on how complex it is. And that's, I think, also yeah, that's a good way of looking at how games get made. It's not all made by one person, like Stardew Valley or something like that. That is made by one person, but you see how long it takes to make one of those games, because that's quite a complex game with a lot of moving elements in there, like the whole story behind it and things like that. This is a bit more simple in that sense, because it's two artworks in an exhibition with a main space that you can navigate in between. And there's not like too many moving things in there, but still it takes time to make. So it's yeah, just start really simple. Don't start in 3D immediately. You can do it if you want to, but then still try to keep it simple. Like just focus on one of the elements that you have in your concept or idea of what you want to do, for example. But it's fun. Like it's a steep curve, but it's like one that comes with many big hills, I would say. Like once you've conquered the first hill, you will feel really good about yourself that you've actually done something like this. Like, aha, you can actually learn it. Like on any computer, you don't need to have the biggest, beefiest PC for this. You can do it on a laptop or whatever you have. Just don't yeah, don't try to make something hyper realistic immediately. That's something you can work towards, I think. But that's with smaller projects. Like that really helps.
Starting small always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't see any more questions in the chat.
No, me neither.
And
do we have more questions that came in earlier or no?
No, I already went through the list we had.
Okay.
Came in from the beginning of the residency.
Yeah.
So if there are not any more questions, I think we're done.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was nice. It was good to have some extra support from the team like this. It's nice to not talk to myself. Although I can do it for a while, but at some point I don't know what to say anymore. So this was a nice way to upgrade the stream, I think. Like we will do another one with a newer exhibition as well, or if there's more need for just another one, or maybe an educational one or something, let us know. That's also no problem. I like doing it. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Yeah, and don't forget
to the next
exhibition.
Yes, enjoy the exhibition. Just go to our website, willow/art willow, like one of these stripes dash, I think it's called. Yeah, willow-art.space.
Yeah.
All right. We will put it in the chat just so you know it, and then have a good day. Thank you for watching all. Bye-bye.
Bye.